Starting. All right, everybody, it's Wraith with the Metal Truthers. I'm here with Brandon. Finally, the motherfucker didn't leave me on my own today. Brandon, say hi so they know you're here.
I am here.
Okay, I was about to say, this motherfucker is giving y'all the silent treatment. He's about to fuck with y'all. Make y'all think he ain't here. Bullshit.
Sorry, I'm spreading the link around trying to get some viewers.
Anyway. Awesome. So, today's episode of Metal Truthers is a typical roundtable discussion between us, as well as a few minor World War III updates, which I don't even like to call them World War III updates, but that's the only thing I will know them by. Yeah.
Alright.
I mean, seriously, that's the only way people would understand. If I was just going to say, hey, this is what the troop movement for NATO looks like right now, and this is what the troop movement alliance would look like right now, nobody would know what the fuck I'm talking about, so I have to label it as World War III updates, because you people seem to think this is World War III. Yeah.
If it was World War III, I doubt we would be here to do this show.
Yeah, if this was World War III, I'm pretty fucking sure it would already be... like, me and you were talking about this earlier, and I'm going to put this out there. Like, legitimately, you people do not understand the difference between a conquest campaign, skirmishes, and a war itself. Wars involve hundreds of thousands of troops, face-to-face, dying on the battlefield at the same time. D-Day was a war. What we have been doing in the Middle East have been skirmishes. It has been a conquest campaign. We have been securing territory for the war. We are not at war yet. Not at all. People have died. I get that. You know what? People die in skirmishes. That's the part of it. It's not a full-fledged war yet. It never has been. It never will be until you see countless armies going head to head. Head to head. That is war. So, World War III, not happening yet. Got that? We're moving on. Alright, so what's happening is we're having a lot of NATO drills right up in North Korea's face. Like, we have got a big, long, 25-foot large black dick, and we are waving it in front of their faces right now, and it is barely touching their noses. That is how close we have gotten with our big black dick. Okay? Korea has taken a tiny, maybe foot-long yellow dick and has now waved it at us with their nuclear threat. So what we have going on right now is a lot of cock waving. It's just the sizes of the cocks are very different. One cock is much larger than the other one.
Well, thank you.
America's cock is huge. Kim's cock is tiny, so very, very tiny. And it's gotten to a point of utter... I'm not even going to take these updates as seriously, because it is not serious at this point. This makes no sense. If we had a problem with North Korea, we would eliminate them, which is what we do. You want to see why I say America has not been at war? Because here's America's idea of war. We see our enemy, we eradicate our enemy. We don't just kill a few of them and get our point across. No, America goes on eradication campaigns. Like the fucking Nazis. Except we're smarter than the Nazis. Obviously, because we conquered the Nazis and brought half of their brilliant scientists to us. We kill things. That's what America does. We eradicate. We don't just fight you, we eradicate you. We erase you from history. That is what we aim to do. We didn't aim to maim the Japanese when we dropped those bombs. No, we intended to eradicate them. It just so happened that we didn't kill everybody. But we tried, goddammit. We fucking tried. Okay? So let me put that like, okay, so America has not gone to war yet. Y'all don't know what the fuck y'all are talking about. America does not do war the way we have been doing this war for the past 20 years. That is not the way America plays the fucking game. That is a conquest campaign. That has been us skirmishing and stealing territory to prepare ourselves. We're still playing chess. We haven't moved to Go yet. We haven't moved to the Chinese game of Go yet. We are still playing chess. Make sense? You get where I'm coming from?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure you get where I'm coming from.
Yes.
Brandon, what do you think? Well, that's not enough talking, sir. One word's not going to work.
Yes. No, I think I don't think too often, so when I do, it's probably important. But
well, that's up for scientific debate. But
yeah, it really
there's no one
is.
else to be a dick to, man. No, this is what I call your punishment for skipping out the other night. You have become the butt of this episode's jokes. Get it? The butt?
When am I not?
You giant ass.
Hey, I can't help it. I'm fat. Yeah, I can.
You could help it, but you
I just don't.
Exactly. It's like I forgot what comedian said it, but they always made sense when they're like, fat people should not be allowed to have handicap placards. You weren't born sick. You ate yourself sick.
He is right.
You can uneat yourself sick just as easily. You can uneat it. In fact, your body will eat your sickness if you just stop eating food for a little bit. Your body will totally eat all that sickness. It will be like, hey, I'm going to devour this countless amount of fat ass you have. And your fat ass would sustain you for a while. This isn't directed at you, Brandon. This is directed at these motherfuckers out there in their goddamn wheelchairs and their fat asses hanging off the sides of them. Stop eating. Let your body take care of that fat ass. I promise you. It'll do magic. It will do it. Your body will eat all of that ass in a matter of weeks. And you won't even be hungry because your body ate all that ass. Just saying. Carry on, Brandon.
So this took a hardcore Cannibal Corpse turn really quick. Talking about bodies eating ass.
Turn real quick. No.
Oh, God. I said eating ass, not pissing on ass.
Yeah. Totally going to be the name of our first song. I Want to Piss on You, a tribute to R. Kelly. But anyway, back to the real life situation. So throw down your 2 cents about like the NATO troop movements. North Korea's waving their tiny yellow cock at us, and you know.
I'm going to push the button. I go push it really hard. America go boom.
Yeah, like, you know, in America's response, we waved our big black dick at them. Well, now I guess it's a mediocre orange dick. It used to be a big black dick. Last year it was a big black dick. Now it's a mediocre Doritos colored dick.
It may be Dorito colored, but is it Dorito?
Mediocre, and it's between, you know, I don't know. I'd probably say Trump's got to be around maybe 5 to 6 inches. He's probably an average size penis guy.
I don't know. He's uber rich, so he's probably a little bit below average.
Yeah, probably a little bit below average. Usually people with a lot of money have tiny penises. So him and Kim might actually be waving around the same size penis at each other right now. You know, they could both be on the same level. And maybe it's their, like, Napoleon complex about their dicks that have got them, you know, doing what they're doing right now. But
I say we should have them up. I say we should have them meet up on neutral ground like Canada or something like that. Just a completely neutral country. Have them both stripped down butt naked and just dick fight to the death.
Well, see, that wouldn't happen because the presidents don't like to put their own dicks on the line. They have to put other people with smaller dicks on the line.
I'm pretty sure in our case it'd probably be other people with bigger dicks.
Oh, it just depends. I mean, nowadays, you know, according to what they're trying to push through the military now, they might not even have dicks. They'll have something in between dick and a vagina. Something that's not quite defined by science yet.
They have a vaginus.
Yes, they'll have a A vaginas.
Family Guy.
So, that came from Family Guy. I didn't know. Those bastards stole my word before I even made
it. Thought police.
Okay. You hear me, Seth MacFarlane? You can never have Nuke the Gay Wells for Christ. That is fucking mine. That is mine. You can't have it. Piece of shit. Stealing all my phrases. You also can't have Chief Stabaho. Piss me off and watch me go. That is fucking mine too, god damn it. You fucking prick.
Chief Stabaho.
Stealing other people's... Yeah.
Say that again.
What my native... Alright, when somebody comes up to you and they say, hey man, you look kind of Native American. You could say, yeah, I actually am. And they're like, okay, what tribe are you from? And, well, I'm from the tribe of Stabby Stabby. And they're like, oh, I've never heard of that. Yeah, my name's Chief Stabaho. Piss me off and watch me go.
Yes. I am totally going to use that.
It's fucking copyrighted, man. Not yet, but I'm about to get that shit copyrighted. I swear to fucking God I am, so that nobody steals that shit like they just stole my word vaginas. I just came up with that. You son of a bitch.
No, that's legit on an episode of Family Guy from like 5 years ago. Bitch
stole my idea before I even made it. Fuck them. Fuck Family Guy.
Yeah, like
show. It's fucking stupid.
Peter Griffin has a flashback of his sister thing.
He has a sister?
Something like that.
I didn't know. Family other than... Wait, does he even have that? I don't know. Fuck Family Guy. I've never watched it.
He had his Irish Catholic dad. When I was younger.
I don't watch it now. The only good cartoon out there is fucking South Park. Anything other than that, it's complete fucking shit.
Pretty much.
I guess Rick and Morty's okay, but if it's not Dragon Ball Z, Batman, or South Park, I really don't give a fuck about it. Like, those are the 3 cartoons I watch religiously. Other than that, like, fuck it all. Like, I don't even watch TV anymore. Half the time I spend most of my day on YouTube. Like, the other day I treated myself to GT. I watched Dragon Ball Z GT. Like, in a matter of like 3 days, I watched the entire fucking series. And then I was like, all right, I'm done with TV. Don't need any more of this drama.
Pretty much.
But nonetheless, all right, so we've talked about America waving our big black dick at Kim Jong-un and him responding by waving his tiny little dick at us. Now, let's get on to, like, the other things. You were trying to talk about Trump care earlier. Like, all right, so you describe to the people what the fuck you know about that, because I refused to look into it. I was like, it's just Obamacare, rebranded with an orange penis.
That is pretty much all it is. Like, it's been rewrote. It's been worded a little bit different. And they took the...
Now it has the word seriously, and it has... God.
Much better, you better believe it.
Yeah, pretty much. Those are the only words that have been added on.
Yeah, pretty much.
Believe me. Believe me. Believe me.
I just thought of something, actually.
Isn't that Obama's catchphrase? Did he steal Obama's catchphrase? I'm pretty sure that was Obama's catchphrase, believe me.
I don't remember Obama saying that much.
I'm pretty sure I heard him say it a lot, actually.
But no, like...
Obama's catchphrase was Black Lives Matter.
When you think about it, Trump... Like, I wonder if he's using some kind of brainwashing technique that's, like, semi-failing when he's doing that, because he says that a lot.
It's working. All the conservatives are fucking super Trump right now. Nobody that voted for him is willing to say that he's fucking up right now. I've noticed this. I've watched it. I've debated it on Facebook with people. Nobody is fucking willing to admit that he is doing the exact same thing that Hillary was going to do. They will not fucking admit it. They just won't fucking admit it.
No.
And I was like, this is why I didn't vote. This is why, right here. I was going to vote just to piss everybody off and to try and make sure Hillary didn't get in office. But then I realized that Hillary was definitely not going to get in office because we had a giant WWE toupee running for president. And now, as of 2020, we're going to have another wrestling spectacle for president. So, like, here's the thing. You people need to get it through. Don't vote anymore. The only way you can beat the system is to quit playing into it. But no, hope and change. Hope and change. Make America great again. Hope. These are what you people run on. It's pipe dreams. False hope. Fucking the American dream. The only way you can dream is if you're asleep. So why are you still sleeping? Wake up.
I thought false hope was alcohol.
That's called coping.
Oh. Well, shit.
For weak-minded people, I guess. I don't drink anymore. I quit that shit. I've realized my body was not happy with me drinking a lot, so I've cut myself down to where, like I said, I'll give myself a limited amount of, like, alcohol I'm allowed to. I even allow myself to take in on, like, a period yearly basis now. Like, I will not drink the equivalency of a 32-pack in a year at this point. Won't. I'll stop myself usually around like 24 beers throughout the entire year. Anybody that knows me will tell you that. Even when I go to a concert, I have like 2-3 beers while I'm there.
Yeah. Actually, I think it's about time for me to start coping.
So,
like right now.
You need to quit. Some fucking marijuana, dude.
If I didn't get drug tested at my job, I totally would.
Hey, our viewer disappeared. We had one. They're gone now.
Aww.
Aww.
That sucks.
Whatever.
Come back. Oh, well. We need you.
They're talking that bullshit.
Man, they talking about Trump. How dare they make fun of Trump? How dare they make fun of Cheeto God?
It's either somebody got mad at us for making fun of the giant walking cheese poof, or they fucking got mad at us for making fun of the ex-giant walking dildo. With his mangina of a husband-wife thing that it had, and fucking man shell. Dude, I swear to God, man, Shell had a dick bigger than mine, dude. I've worn some clothing before, you know, where like sometimes it's hard to hide it even when he's asleep, you know, and he's not as big as he normally is when he's standing at attention. But I'm telling you, dude, women in dresses in my life because, you know, my eyes are attracted to that sort of thing.
Hell, I wake up every morning and salute the American flag.
Oh, dude, I would wake up every morning doing push-ups. That's how I wake up. I'm like, oh, what the hell's going on here? I either need to jack off or I gotta piss. One of the two. I might have to do both at the same time. Like, yeah, all these chicks are, guys have it so easy. They don't have periods. Yeah, well, we have random fucking wood. Do you know how bad that is? Do you know how embarrassing that shit is? And do you know how painful that shit is? No, you don't, because your vagina never randomly gets hard on you.
If it did, I would be going to the hospital.
If it did, then, well, you're man shell. I'm just sorry. Like, you may identify as a woman, but your 12-inch large penis identifies you as a man.
Right?
Just saying.
That's another thing. These fucking transgender shit. Oh, that's something we can go into. What about...
The way you said that was priceless. These transgender shit.
Well, I mean, it's true.
It's priceless. Priceless. These you didn't say this transgender shit. You said these transgender shit. That was just... Oh, insanity. Insanity, you prejudiced bastard, you. Well, good times on Metal Truthers.
So what about
He's Trump not bigoted, everybody. I totally agree with the whole banning of transgenders from the military. Here's the reason why, okay? A lot of people are going to hate on me right now, especially gay people and my gay friends and my drag queen, drag king friends. All right, listen to here. Transgender people are already internally in a conflict with themselves. They were born something that they don't want to be, so they want to change over. They think the military is going to pay them decent money, which means that can pay for their operation, blah, blah, blah. I get it. Then a lot of them are patriotic. They want to serve their country. I totally feel you. Here's the issue with that. Do you understand what combat is? Do you understand how much of a mental strain it is to know that you are possibly going to have to shoot a 5-year-old child in the face because you don't know if that child... You don't have to see a gun in that child's hand. You don't have to see a suicide vest strapped to that child, because that's not 9 times out of 10 how it fucking works with the kids. Half the time, they'll send these kids over there either with a toy, or they'll cut the poor fucking kid open and sew a bomb into him, or they'll shove it up their ass and then send him over. I mean, these people are sadistic. Now, here's the thing. You are gonna, if you're already mentally conflicted, and I say this about, it doesn't just apply to transgenders. If you're manic fucking depressive, if you're suicidal, if you have split personality disorder, if you are OCD, if you were the kind of person that you just have mood swings constantly for no fucking reason, if you were one of those people that has an addiction to a substance of any kind, whether it be alcohol, marijuana, cigarettes, drugs of any kind, alcohol, any of this, do not join the military. It is not the fucking place for you. Warfare is not the place for weak-minded people. And I'm not saying that all transgenders are weak-minded. They're highly intelligent, they're strong-willed, they're just confused. But confusion is not a place for the battlefield. And I'm not saying this because I say, oh, well, the military shouldn't allow gays or transgender. It's not even about any of that bullshit, none of your PC logic ideas. It's about the fact that if you are confused and you are not 100% in that battle that you were fighting right then and there, if your mind is thinking about the fact that you have 2 balls clanking against the side of your leg when you want to feel the air blow through the vagina lips, or however the fuck that works for y'all, then here's the thing. You cannot be in that battlefield situation. You will fucking die. You will get your friends killed. You will get your people that are supposed to be your brothers and your sisters and your family at that point in time. These are the people you signed on to protect. They will die because you are too fucking confused to pay attention to what you were doing in that situation. You will be more prone to panic attacks. You'll be more prone to suicidal and depressive thoughts as you are over there, because the shit you will be dealing with is extremely stressful and extremely depressing. So, it's not about whether or not you have a dick or a vagina, or you want a dick or a vagina. It has nothing to do with your choice of lifestyle. It has to do with your mentality. And war is not the place for weak-minded people. War is not for a place for people with internal conflict. Because you've then become a liability to yourself, to your troops, to your brothers and sisters right there next to you, that their lives depend as much on you as your life depends on them. Do you understand what I'm saying? It is not a place for internal spiritual conflict. War is not where you go to find yourself. War is a place that you go after you've already found yourself and you know what the fuck you're fighting for. But that's my opinion. Now, let's hear your side of it, Brandon. What do you think?
My thing is do you really want to be trapped in a foxhole surrounded by enemy fire with somebody that's confused about whether they want to be a man or a woman?
No, well, see, you have to go more in depth than that, man. See, the way you make it, when you say it like that, that makes people think that you're bigoted towards the fact that you might be sitting next to a guy that might, want you to fuck him or something. No, the way you've got to explain it is it's not just about his confusion on whether he wants a dick or a vagina. It is the fact that he is internally, or she, or it, they, blah, 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 all those words, this thing that's sitting right next to you, because I'm calling it a thing not derogatorily, because I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to call it. I don't know if it's a dude or a chick. This is hypothetical. Let's just say it's a guy that wants his dick chopped off. So there's a guy sitting right next to you that identifies as a woman, right? But his dick is still there right now. All right, so he's actually got that conflict because he's worried about whether, now he's not just worried about surviving that battle, he's worried about whether or not he's going to survive and have enough money for that operation. His mind is not in the battle. His mind is going to be somewhere else always, because he has been at conflict with himself since the day he decided he didn't want to be a guy anymore. It's an internal conflict. Whether you like it or not, you can say, well, no, because he totally accepted himself as a woman. There's still a conflict internally because he's going to be worried about what everyone else thinks. This is this mentality that people have. But see, that's another thing we need to touch on. Everybody, and I talked to you about this earlier. I called you out on all these, but you're not the only one. There's so many fucking people. Y'all are so worried about what everyone else thinks about you. That shit needs to stop. All around, all on every side of the board. You motherfuckers got to quit thinking and giving a shit what anyone else thinks about you. It doesn't matter what anyone thinks of you. If somebody wants you to change to be with them or around them, then that is not the person for you. You should not have to change yourself for anyone. People should accept you for you. So you're going to make your own changes as you go through life and discover who you are to begin with. You will learn your lessons as you go through life, and those lessons will change you. But
Absolutely.
Nobody should demand that you change anything about yourself to better suit them. Okay? Like, that's the thing. And that's where most of y'all are fucked up. Y'all are running around trying to please everybody and anybody that you come across. If you get into a relationship, the minute that other person says, oh, well, this I don't like about you, you need to change this if you're going to be with me. You stupid motherfuckers break. And you go, yeah, I'm totally going to change that about myself so that I can keep them forever. Well, you know what? You change that about yourself. 2 months later, you find that person fucking or sucking somebody else down the road, and you wonder what the fuck went wrong. Well, see, they didn't care about you, because if someone truly loves you for you, they're not going to want you to change a single thing about yourself, because that is who you are. They will understand that as life happens, if you have a bad habit, eventually life will take you away from that. You can overcome that bad habit on your own. They shouldn't have to demand it of you. They should understand that life's a journey, and for you to truly get rid of that addiction or whatever you're doing that they didn't like, you're going to have to evolve past that, but you can't force evolution. It has to gradually take place over a period of time, which means you're going to gradually evolve past whatever they don't like anyway. So, bam, our argument's been settled right there. You shouldn't ever have to change a fucking thing for anybody. Like, straight up. So, again, that also plays into this whole military thing. You know, these nowadays LGBT fucking community wants everybody else. They're demanding change from everybody else. They're demanding that cis people no longer openly talk about their cis lifestyles and shit. Fuck you. I'm not changing a goddamn thing about me. I have the same thing to say to the Muslims. Fuck you. I'm not going to change. I'm not going to change the way I live. I'm not going to change the way I raise my children. I'm not going to change a fucking thing for you. Period. I don't run around asking you to change your culture for me. I don't ask you to change your lifestyle for me. So don't bring your lifestyle into my world and tell me I've got to change, because that's how you end up in a hole somewhere. And that's just the end of it. What do you think? Let's hear you say some shit. Again, you're doing this whole silent thing. That's not going to work, sir. This can't be Metal Truthers with Wraith while Brandon coughs in the background.
Well, if that was how it was going, I think we'd just call it Metal Truther.
Metal Truther and cough.
Metal Truther and pneumonia.
Yeah, Metal Truther and what lung cancer sounds like. But anyway, let's hear what you got. I mean, that's my take on everything. I think it all plays. Again, it's never just one simple piece of the puzzle. There's always multiple facets that tie in, and the root of it is people trying to, oh, well, yeah, everybody's got to accept everybody for who they're like this and that, and we got to change this, or we're going to make this person upset, or I got to look like this, or this person's not going to like me, or I got to sound like this. You know, fuck you, you pansy.
No, like, for me, I personally really do not give 3 squirts of piss who I piss off, who I offend, whose feelings I hurt. I really don't give a fuck. But no, the whole transgender in the military thing, I mean, if they're not mentally stable enough to know what gender they are, or at least what they want to be, then they have no place on a battlefield, because while they're trying to decide whether they're going to chop their dick off when they get back home or not, they're getting shot at, and it takes everybody on the team to work together, not one dude over here trying to decide whether or not he wants to turn his penis into a vagina, one dude over here trying to reload his gun, one guy out front holding down the fire, and one guy over here on the radio.
And then there's also going to be a guy over there that's totally not trying to help that transgender because he's a religious bigot of some sort. And because of this dude's lifestyle choice to happen to, like, you know, not want to be completely straight, which, okay, here's something else I'm going to get to. All right. And I saw this come up on Facebook earlier. Like, all right, so the lesbian's dating somebody that obviously was straight at some point or bisexual, had a kid, right? So now, because they had an argument, blah, blah, blah. She's not a lesbian because, you know, she's fuck guys. Well, here's the thing, okay? I've always had this argument with people. Because on one aspect, people say that being gay is not a choice. It's not a lifestyle choice. It's something that naturally happens to you where one day you wake up and you realize that you were totally not attracted to the other sex. Like, you literally cannot get your dick up for a chick. Get that. Totally get that. Then there's an argument, though, like with that stupid fallacy argument on Facebook today, that makes me go, okay, so is it a choice to be gay, or is it something that you naturally can't, like, that just happens? Because apparently with lesbians, seems like with lesbians, they get to choose whether they jump from dick to vagina, and they get to make that choice randomly whenever they want. But with guys, it's one way or another. You're either gay or you're not. Because, like, if you talk to most gay men, they don't believe that bisexual men actually exist. They believe that they're just gay, and they haven't opened themselves up yet. Whereas if you go and talk to a straight guy, we don't believe necessarily that a guy can be attracted to both chicks and dudes perpetually for the rest of their lives. I don't believe that. I believe at some point you choose that line. You're either going to be gay or you're going to be straight. Like, there's two roads to go down. You can't sit on the fence your whole fucking life. It doesn't work that way.
No,
if you do, then you're considered pansexual, which technically means you will fuck anything that moves as long as it has a hole. Okay? So, you're pansexual. I don't think bisexual exists. I believe there's pansexual, there's what they call cis or straight, and then you have gay. You can't be in between. That doesn't work.
I'm pretty sure pansexual is just another way of saying whore.
Yeah, pansexual is just a way of saying you're an all-around whore and you will fuck anything because you need to get your rocks off. You are actually more of a sex addict than anything. You have an issue within your own head. Like, you need to figure out yourself sexually and, like, you know, that's whatever.
Yeah, see, that's where I stand on that.
Nonetheless, here's where I get with the whole thing. Like, it's getting to a point of utter fucking ridiculousness, man. Like, number one, they're teaching kids all these things. Like, I was listening to something earlier, and in, like, London and the UK now, they're starting to try and pass these things where they're going to start teaching elementary kids about, like, anal sex and safe sex and
what?
And sex in general and gay sex. And they're going to start teaching kids in, like, elementary about, like, transgender and this and that. Kids are fucking kids. Kids are confused about everything up until they're about 25.
That is pretty much
That's no
true.
bullshit. I was confused about life until I was about 23, 24 years old. And that's really when life kicked me into adulthood. And I was like, all right, I've got kids. I've got responsibilities. Party time is over. Mitch needs to settle the fuck down and be a man. Because I'm cis. I want to be a man. I know this for a fact. I enjoy my penis. I like it being there. It's totally cool with me. I'm totally cool with it, except when it wakes me up at random times in the morning. That's other than we have our spats with each other, but then I just beat him up a little bit and he's fine. So I'm totally understanding of where I stand. And I don't understand people that don't like, I get that there are people out there that don't want to be what they are, but I've never had that internal conflict, so I don't understand the internal conflict. But I will tell you that that internal conflict does not need to be in a battlefield.
No.
Because those guys over there aren't worried about whether or not they want to be a dude or chick. Those guys over there are worried about wanting to kill you And if they were to find out that you were having an internal conflict on whether or not you were a woman or a man, they would torture you publicly because they would consider you an abomination. So you need to get your shit together.
Yeah, so I mean, in all reality, Trump kind of did you guys a favor.
Yeah, in all reality, Trump's probably saving most of you people a really horrific death unless they keep allowing migrants to come into our country from these countries where they do consider homosexuals to be an abomination, because then y'all will be dying on American streets, and y'all will think that the gay persecution of the past decade was nothing. Y'all will consider that like child's play compared to what the Muslim culture does to gay people in general. Like, y'all need to go study a little bit before y'all go saying migrants are great, because y'all are about to get fucking eradicated by a bunch of people that literally think you're an abomination. If you think the Christians were bad, calling you faggots, wait until you meet a bunch of people that want to throw you off of buildings. And not only do they want to, but they will, because it's their obligation to their God to throw you off of a building. Do you not understand? Christians are pussies. My Christian list, y'all are pussies now. Back in the day, y'all were all about the Inquisition and shit. And see, that's a big thing that's happening again. See, radical Christianity is coming back now. Why? Because they're forcing Islam into schools. Why? Because Satanism is now being openly promoted out in public view. These Christians are starting to turn radical again, and it's been a long time since we've seen radical Christianity. I'm sorry. All these people, they're like, oh, but the Westboro Baptist Church, they haven't killed anybody yet. These people are not radical. But they're going there. If you listen to some of these pastors out there right now, there's a fever stirring within the church again, and it is not going to be pretty. And you want to know what's causing it? This shit. All this shit that's just going around. These Anton LaVey pussy Satanists, this fucking corrupted LBGT movement that was once a good thing and has now been taken over by something that is not good. This pedophile movement. The pedophiles. The Muslims that are coming over here telling everybody that they're going to change the entire country, which was, according to historical values, founded as a Christian nation, which I've always said, how do you know what God they were talking about when they said they founded this nation under God? You're just assuming they founded it under the Christian God. You didn't know them. You didn't see what they were doing behind closed doors. You have no fucking clue what God they were worshiping. So again, that's arrogance on your part, but nonetheless, everybody believes this nation was founded under Christian morals and values. Christianity is one of the largest religions in this country, although it's quickly dying. It is a dying religion now. But here's the thing about dying things like that. They tend to turn violent right before they die.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all are about to see the death throes of Christianity, and I promise you, we're not ready for it. I don't want to see it. These motherfuckers were crazy back in the day. Did y'all not read your history books? Did y'all not hear about the Crusades? Did y'all not hear about the Spanish Inquisition? Did y'all not hear about the Salem witch trials? Like, and the list keeps going on. I mean, do we have to go through a list of how many people the Roman Catholic Church has crucified since it was inducted? So yeah, this whole situation is creating a maelstrom of shit that is going to hit Western culture. It's a maelstrom of shit, and it's coming from all sides, because we've got the South American countries are now revolting against their corrupt governments. Well, eventually their refugees are going to start flowing in to America. You've got we're bringing in all kinds of migrants to Canada and America that shouldn't be there, because the two cultures cannot peacefully commingle together, you know? And it's happening everywhere. All Western countries are about to have a rude awakening about what happens when you take in a massive amount of people that
cannot
have been
assimilate into your
generations with an excessively violent culture. Their culture does not allow for what I would call walking the fence like Christianity does. Like American Western cultures allow for the walking of the fence. To where, like me and you, we walk the fence. I don't give a fuck if you're gay. I don't give a fuck what you do in life. I walk in the middle. I don't care. But if I was raised in the Middle East, I would not be in the middle because there is no middle. If you're in the middle, you get killed. You die. You don't have a choice. You are either for the religion and you serve dutifully, or you join some sort of rebellion. Either way, you're fucking dead most of the time. Christians over there they're not in mass amounts like they are here. Christians over there have to live in fear of their lives, and most of them are underground. You would not know they were Christian unless you talked to them and knew them personally.
Mm-hmm.
You motherfucking Christians worship Israel. Do y'all know how many Jews over there sincerely hate Christians? The fact that they killed Jesus. They are glad that they killed Jesus. Christians do not get to live in Jerusalem peacefully.
No. But
no, of course, y'all don't know about that shit. You motherfuckers are so goddamn blind that it's on a level of fucking stupidity and just willful apathy that you just don't. It's frustrating. It's an enigma. That society has become one giant enigma of fuckery. You get what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it's all kinds of double standards, you know? Women are oppressed, and yet they hold more power than men.
Yeah,
men are... the straight men are the problem with society, and yet it seems like the leftist and progressively gay society is destroying itself right now. I mean, because they're not getting their way all around. See, this is what happens when you raise your kids without any fucking consequences for their actions, and when they're raised consequences for disrespect, when they're raised without morals, when they're raised without a direction to go in life. This is what you get. A bunch of whiny bitch-ass kids that I don't care if they're gay or not. What the problem is that they're asking to be handed everything, and then when they don't get it, they throw a fucking bitch fit, and everybody that doesn't agree with them is some sort of homophobe or Islamophobe or thisophobe or thatophobe. And let me explain something to you about that word phobe that y'all keep putting on the end of everything. Do you know what the definition of a phobia is? Do you know what phobias do to people? People with arachnophobia see a spider on TV and they lose their fucking shit. They have panic attacks. God forbid they see a spider in real life right in front of them. They are liable to fucking hang themselves because there's a spider right there. Phobias mean that it directly affects you mentally so badly that you cannot function properly. Nobody I know sees a gay dude walking down the street and like fucking has a panic attack to where they fall on the ground foaming at the mouth with seizures and can't function for the rest of the day because they saw a dude sucking a dick. That doesn't happen. It's homophobia. There's no phobia towards it. There's hatred. There's bigotism. That is totally, I get it. Call him a bigot. Don't call him a phobe because there's no phobia against. I've never seen somebody just fucking panic so hard that they could not take life anymore because they happen to see a chick kiss another chick. That doesn't happen. You people are stupid. I've never met an Islamophobe before. I've never met anybody that's so terrified of Islam that the mere mention of the word causes them to shit themselves and panic. Okay? So, no, these are not phobias. You people need to learn the definitions of words before you go and make up your own fucking words. From that topic. Goddamn leftists. People fucking piss me off, man. I swear to God, this channel's gonna end up being like one of those bearing channels where we're just gonna start finding like leftist videos and fucking tearing you ignorant pieces of shit apart.
I'm totally
I'm
up
sorry.
for that.
Like, I am picking apart your arguments piece by piece and explaining to you how normal society cannot function with your stupid ideologies. It just doesn't work.
Dude,
you
I'm
can't
totally up
ask
for that.
for everything. Socialism is fucking stupid. Communism is fucking stupid. You people don't get it. If you want something, you have to work for it. If you want to be gay, then you have to work hard and be proud that you're gay. It's not your fault. It's not your family's fault you didn't own up to the fact that you were gay. Who cares if they fucking disown you? You know what? You didn't need them. That's, again, goes back to all you people caring about what the fuck everyone else thinks about you. Stop it. My family doesn't like me. You know what I did? I told them to suck a fat dick, and they don't talk to me anymore. You want to know why? Because I don't like them, and they don't like me. And you know what? That's fine. I'm not even gay. I didn't have to come out of the closet for my family to disown me. The only thing I had to do was say, I don't like y'all pushing me around, and I don't believe in God. Those two things blacklisted me. So let me tell you something about, like, you motherfuckers, oh, we're so oppressed, straight people don't fucking know. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. You don't know nothing. You don't know anything about being oppressed because you haven't been oppressed yet. Just because your family may turn their backs on you, you haven't been oppressed. Have you been denied work? Have you been denied shelter? Have you been denied contact from everybody in society? Do people shun you when they look at you? No, you're not oppressed. Just because you can't, oh, well, we can't get married. Who the fuck wants to be married? Deal, marriage is fucking stupid. It's another way for the government to own you. Do y'all really need that piece of paper so fucking bad? I don't want to be married, but I have to get married. You know, if I want to be with somebody indefinitely, by God, you have to be married to them because that's society's fucking standards. That's stupid shit. Bullshit, that's not oppression. Oppression is when your life is in danger. When you were enslaved because of what you are. That is oppression. Does that make sense, or am I being too harsh?
No, you're being honest. I mean, you're just putting it out there how it is. You're not being too harsh.
I mean, motherfuckers, that's the main argument I always hear from people when they're talking about their oppression. Well, my family treated me like this, and, you know, when I came out of the closet, like, you know, people turned their backs on me.
Okay, so when you told your family you was gay, did they tie you to a post and beat you with a whip until you turned straight?
Yeah, not only that, but it's like, you know, there are families that went overboard and they sent their kids to, like, straight camp and shit. And those families were fucked up. You know what? Your parents are fucking bullshit because they didn't care whether or not you were gay. They were cared about what the community thought if they openly accepted their gay son. See, again, it goes back to that same thing. People have to impress everyone else around them. Your parents were thinking in that same fucking mentality, so they didn't give a fuck about your life choice. What they gave a fuck about was the community around them judging them based off of your life choice. So, right back to that argument of people have to stop caring what everyone else thinks. That is how the government confused everybody. That is how they manipulated everybody. Because now everybody's worried about what they look like, what they sound like, what they wear, what they listen to, what they say. It's all fuckery. That's the only way to put it in a generalized term that makes sense to me, is it's a bunch of fuckery and you people feed into it. Like, I truly don't give a fuck if you're gay. I don't care if you're straight. I don't care if you're trans. I don't care if you're alien. I really don't give a fuck what you do, what you are, what you say, what you do, until what you're saying and doing affects me in my life and starts impeaching on my freedom to be who I want to be. You see, y'all have made it to where I can't openly admit that I'm a proud white man, proud of my culture, proud of the fact that I'm straight. I can't be proud of these things because that makes me a homophobic, bigoted, racist white male that hates women because I want to oppress them because, you know, of some weird logic that my dick has magical powers that allows me to enslave people of color and people without other male white dicks. But I don't understand your logic. I think it's stupid. What I'm getting at is I don't give a fuck about any of your bullshit arguments because I have suffered in my life and I'm a straight white male. I've been oppressed. I've been demeaned. I've been hated. I've been disowned. And I didn't have to be gay or black or any of that. I've had cops harass me for no reason, and it didn't have anything to do with the color of my skin. It happened to do with the fact that I didn't look like the kind of person that they wanted in that neighborhood. So obviously, I was up to no good. Even though I wasn't up to no good, I was just minding my own fucking business walking down the street. You see, you motherfuckers think that white people and straight people don't know what it's like to suffer and to be fucking harassed and all this bullshit. That's because y'all have never stepped outside your own goddamn house for a minute and experienced anything other than what's been told to you on the fucking internet. Y'all have never experienced real life. Most of y'all are entitled little college boy pussies and college boy girl pussies and a bunch of little punk ass faggots that are chilling behind a computer screen somewhere listening to your liberal arts teachers tell you all this bullshit about their oppressive societies and how bad capitalism is. But y'all don't fucking know. Y'all got government grants in the school. Or y'all are working at McDonald's. Oh my god, that's such bad oppression. You could find a better job. What's stopping you? The fact that you want to smoke weed, probably. Okay? So I don't want to hear your arguments, alright? I've gone from nothing. I've been homeless numerous times. I chose to be homeless just to see if I could make it out of the situation. And not only did I make it out of the situation, but I've built myself up. Yeah, I got stuck back in between a rock and a hard place now. Do you see me bitching about it? Do you see me asking the government for handouts? Do you hear me talking about how society has left me hanging and I deserve this because I have put so much hard work in? I don't give a fuck. I've got to keep working hard. You want to know why? Because if I stop working hard now, I won't accomplish anything. I will sit into I will become a figment of history's imagination. That's not the life for me. Like, you people are so wrapped up in your causes and your bullshit, and it's all bullshit. It is. It's just complete bullshit. Y'all don't fight for anything. Y'all don't even know what the fuck your causes are. Anything that somebody tells you to believe is what your cause is. And see, that's not how society works. That's how cults are formed. That's how people end up drinking a whole lot of Kool-Aid. What do you think, man? I'm going to let you step back in now.
Like, going off of what you were saying, okay, maybe they do want to smoke weed. I'm 110,000,000% for the legalization of marijuana.
It won't be legalized as long as big pharma and big tobacco and big alcohol runs everything.
Oh yeah, I mean, we're talking about tons.
We're talking about one plant, but listen, here's the reality of it. We're talking about a single plant, one plant that could put cigarettes out of business. It could put a lot of major pharmaceutical companies completely out of business, and it would probably put the alcohol industry out of business.
Oh, it would. Like, there's liquor stores shutting down every day in states that's legalized recreational marijuana, like Colorado and Washington State. There's liquor stores going out of business every day because nobody cares for it anymore.
Exactly.
There's pharmacies shutting down because nobody gets their prescriptions anymore because marijuana helps them more.
But let's not even talk about that one factor. Everyone's just going to think this is a stoner pro-pot channel, which in a way it is. Well, I'm a fucking stoner and I'm proud of it, but that's not what this channel is about. But, like, what do you think about the overall message I was putting across there? Like, as far as the people's oppression is a figment of their own it's their own oppression. They have oppressed themselves because they convinced themselves, or they let everyone else convince them that they were oppressed. They formed their own mental chains 9 times out of 10. And I'll let you jump in right after this. I'm going to make one more point. Most people's problems, 9 times out of 10, inflicted problems. Yes, it could have started from an external source, but the problem itself is self-inflicted. You could have chose to let that situation not affect you in any shape, form, or fashion, but you're the one who reacts to the situation. You don't act on the situation, you react to the situation, which then gives you your made-up problem that you have to focus on now. Does that make sense?
That's exactly what I was just about to say. Like, I wasn't going to word it the exact same way, but that's the point I was just about to make.
Damn. See, I told you I'm good at this, like, this whole fucking... I'm on another wavelength, man. I'm up there. I'm up there somewhere.
This whole liberal thing, like... Sorry, I'm recovering from pneumonia. But no, this whole liberal...
In the summertime.
and I know, right? But no, this whole liberal
That's gotta be your bitch ass
entitlement.
fat body, sir. That's your bitch ass fat body giving out. You tell your body to stop it. I
Need
want
to
to hear
whip my
you. You
body
tell
with a
your
shake.
fat body right now. You say, "You let me be healthy, you fucking piece of shit."
You let me be healthy, you fucking morbidly obese piece of shit.
Thank you. You put your body in its place.
Damn
No,
you,
but
body.
really, dude, what it is like, do you drink a lot of milk and shit?
Not anymore.
Do you consume do you consume a lot of dairy pretty much overall? Like on a weekly basis, what would you say your annual dairy product intake is? That includes
Not
cheeses and ice cream, you fat son of a bitch.
not really.
It does. It totally includes cheese and ice cream. Those are made out of dairy products. Can't say not really. Those are dairy products.
No, I'm just saying I don't really consume much. Hardly
Oh,
ever.
I was going to, because they've proven now that like a lot of, especially with dairy made out of like cow milk and shit, it produces a lot of mucus within the body, which is what actually makes us sick. And
Oh
it's
yeah.
because we're not supposed to be drinking the growth hormone of a 400-pound baby bovine. That's just not what we're supposed to intake. If anything, you should be drinking titty milk.
Should be drinking what?
But you're not supposed to drink titty milk after a certain age anyway. So, like, it really wouldn't have any benefits, I don't think, for your body at this point. But, I mean, if anything, you should be drinking titty milk, not cow milk.
I could totally live with that.
Same. Yeah. But nonetheless, I really try to avoid dairy as much as possible. But about the only dairy I consume now is like in my creamer and my coffee, and that's about it. Like occasionally I might have some ice cream when my dad like just randomly brings some to the house, but like I don't go out of my way to buy dairy products anymore.
No, not at all. But no, like this whole liberal thing, like these people are being brainwashed by the media and their college professors and all that shit. They're being
And their
brainwashed to
parents,
accept things
and their
that.
parents, but their parents were already programmed. See that's the thing. Like we're giving all the credit to the institutions nowadays. Big problem. The big problems are starting at home.
Oh yeah, I completely agree. I mean, we've got an entire generation of people that's being brought up with no repercussions for their actions. They're not made to work for anything. I mean,
exactly, and it's because, and I will admit, like the parents of my generation being parents now, we can't really all be there very much for our kids because we're always at work. We're barely struggling to keep things afloat, let alone being able to give our kids the amount of attention that they truly deserve.
right. But no, like we have actually a few generations of entitled brats that think they shouldn't have to work for anything, that things should just be handed to them. You know, they don't know how good it actually feels to know that you earn what you have. Like, yeah, I mean, I could sit and draw a check from the government and get money like that, but I would feel worthless. You know, I have been busting my ass, and I finally bought myself a flat screen TV because I avidly play video games. I got myself a full bedroom suit. I've actually got a bed now, and
Well,
it
see,
is
that's
mine.
you, so, and that's you because like a lot of people, it's their material possessions nowadays that prove to them the worth of their actions. See, like with me, I buy cigarettes, I buy weed, give a little bit of money to my kids, give a little bit of money to like, my significant other so she can get stuff for her. I give some money to my dad. I don't buy a lot of material stuff because I don't want much. I really don't like to have a lot of stuff. I hate stuff. Stuff pisses me off.
I'm the same
Because then I
way,
gotta
but I
move
mean,
stuff, and then I gotta like worry about whether or not somebody's stealing my stuff. I don't like that. I don't like stuff. Having stuff is annoying because then you always have to be aware of the fact that you have stuff and stuff disappears somehow. So fuck all
yeah.
that.
But I mean, I kind of needed a bed and somewhere to put my
The thing is I
clothes.
used to be entitled, all right? I used to feel like I was one of those entitled kids, dude, because I was raised without a family and I was put out on the streets and I was abused and I was sexually molested as a child. Because of these things I went through, I'm gonna get to like a point with this. Is like up until I was about 23, I felt like the world owed me something because I was tortured as a child. I was had my childhood stripped from me. So I felt like the world owed me something. So I didn't hold a job for very long. And I took advantage of people and I stole whatever I could and whatever drugs somebody put in my face, I was going to do it. And I drank all the time. And now I got on food stamps and I would sell my food stamps for drugs because I've never really eaten, so I didn't need food stamps. And it was a revolving cycle of me feeling like the world owed me something for what I had suffered through. Now, get to 22, 23 years old, my mentality started to change. And then I moved to Texas and I got put into a position where I ended up meeting someone that taught me the value of a hard day's work. And then I really started to appreciate the things I had. Like, it made me happy that I could go to work every day and then come home. And every week I was, every month I was paying $1,500 for bills. Every month by myself. I didn't have anybody helping me out with my rent unless I didn't work for 2 or 3 weeks. And then occasionally I would have to ask somebody for help. But for the most part, I held that shit down by myself. That's what made me feel good. Towards the end, it all started falling apart. I had to get a roommate because at the same time, though I was holding it all down, I couldn't do anything for myself. I couldn't afford to take my fiance out to dinner or go to a movie with her because all of my money was going to bills and my kids. I didn't myself to go do anything fun, you know?
Now, see, that's something I don't agree with about the way society is. I believe if you work and you actually bust your ass, then you should be able to, do more than just pay bills. You should be able to.
That depends on where you choose to live. See, the thing was, I chose to have a 3-bedroom house or a trailer, in Texas, in an area of Texas that was pretty much a resort community area. So, it's where all the people with $1 million homes lived. In the area I lived in, it was technically most of the properties around there were private. So of course that had a big part to play in it. I could have moved into the inner city and only paid like $400 or $500 a month, but I don't like that. I mean, here in Memphis, I've got to try to find myself a decent place for my kids. But see, I want something that I get to hold on to now. I'm getting to that age where I'm tired of fucking renting.
Yes.
Renting is shit. Landlords are shit. I don't like them. I don't like people. I don't like having to give my money to other people. I like giving my money to my investment. Like, I would rather rent to own than just rent because I'm paying all these thousands and thousands of dollars a year for what? I don't own this place. I can't paint the walls the color I want to have them. I can't I can't soundproof a room so that I could make it a recording studio without special permission. Fuck you. I just paid you like $40,000 this year. The least you can let me do is fucking soundproof a room without your goddamn approval.
See, I agree with that.
I own this house. I pay the money. But see, I'm also one of those kind of people like, dude, I'm tired of it all. I've been doing this game for so long now. In the past, 8 years of my life, I've worn myself out to the point where I'm sick and tired of the same old fucking bullshit capitalist game that I've been playing. I will say, capitalism right now is fucking sucks. It's so corrupt. It's just chaos. The rental markets are chaos. The fucking minimum wage market, it's chaos. Everything is chaos. The inflation and deflation and this and that, it's all chaotic. And it's fucked my generation up. Like, we can't be happy. The reason we commit suicide, and did you know that men commit more suicide than females? There's a reason behind that. It's because men are pressured to, we have to do everything. We have to provide. That is our fucking job. That is what we are told in school. That is what we are told in society. It doesn't matter what you feminists say. Men are told we have to do it. No matter whether we want to or not. If we don't provide, if we don't achieve something, then we are considered failures. You know, well, even in your fucking eyes, all these women, they're like, well, I just wish guys, you know, weren't so blah, blah, blah. And, you know, they don't have to be the way they are. All right, let me take that guy that doesn't want to achieve anything and doesn't make himself prosperous and see how long you fucking stay with him, you hypocritical piece of shit. You'll stay with him about a week until you see the guy that's fucking doing something and he's hustling and he's making a couple of $1,000 a week, and you're going to go fuck that dude's brains out and leave this guy that's not accomplishing anything on the side of the road. Let me tell you what. You motherfuckers aren't real. Y'all just want to think you're real.
Yes.
Y'all are posing at life. Y'all don't know how to live. Y'all are just playing the game and pretending. Y'all aren't even playing the game. You've got this shit on AI mode and y'all are just coasting through expecting everyone to bow down and cater to your goddamn ideologies so that you can continue to skate through without putting out any fucking effort. Bitch, you gotta roll the dice for yourself this time. You know, you motherfuckers want to play Monopoly and constantly pass go, but y'all don't want to roll the dice and go around the board first, you stupid fucks. I'm sorry if I'm being harsh on this episode. I mean, maybe I am, but I'm tired of it, dude. All I hear is fucking constant bullshit from people that are just so goddamn brainwashed and utopianistic and fucking stupid.
Yes.
I don't like utopias. I don't like the idea of peace on earth. I don't like the idea of everybody getting along because I know it can't happen. Therefore, I don't like it when people try to promote this ideology that they think is actually going to accomplish anything when it's impossible. You cannot accomplish peace on earth. Goodwill towards men does not fucking exist. I don't care how Christian you are, there's somebody you fucking hate. There's somebody that you want to kill, but if it wasn't for laws, you would kill them. I don't care what God you believe in. If it wasn't for this that tiny fear that you have that you'll be put in jail for the rest of your life, most of you would commit all kinds of fucking crimes. Consider yourselves holier than thou. You're about as holy as the pube on my left nut. Like, y'all don't know anything about being wholesome. And that's another thing. I'm sick and tired of organized religions trying to tell people how to fucking live. Y'all don't know. Y'all don't know how to live. Don't none of y'all live by your fucking books. You're all a bunch of hypocrites. Y'all can't follow the goddamn rules that were set up for you, but you want to condemn everybody else because they don't follow the rules. Bitch, you gotta follow the rules first. Let ye without sin cast the first stone. Motherfucker, ain't nobody here got no sin. You've jacked off. You've called your mom a bitch. You've lied. You've stolen. You've cheated. Some of y'all have killed some motherfuckers. We know, y'all know who y'all are, you bastards. You kill Kenny, you know it. I mean, it's just, come on, people. Y'all can't keep doing this shit. This is why I'm not a Christian. This is why I have no faith in anything, because people are too fucking... You idiots think that y'all are above everything else, that y'all do no wrong, that the only people that commit sin are the people that don't believe in your book, but even you don't believe in your book. You ain't doing anything by your book. Specifically tells you not to judge anybody, so already you done fucked up. I mean, come on. And I mean, the only people that are actually living by their book are the fucking Islamists, the Muslims. These motherfuckers beheading people. They are literally living by their book. Their book told them to kill people, and they are fucking doing it. Give them props there. At least they know how to follow their beliefs through 100%. Shit. Not saying I want Christians to follow their beliefs 100% though, because, you know, there's some pretty crazy shit in the Bible.
Hey, can you do me a favor?
I'm just saying.
Keep an eye on the food while I wash dishes, or vice versa, one or the other. So, either way, we need dishes to eat off of, so.
Okay.
I'm cooking right now, too.
Okay.
It's already on fire.
Alright, so I will be back here in just a few minutes.
All right.
Sorry about that. I have to go help. Do what?
Go do your chores, woman. Get to the kitchen, slave.
Eat shit.
Get to the kitchen, slave! You get your ass in there before I bust out them shackles.
God.
Oh, gotta have fun.
I hope you
gotta have fun. Alright. The fuck was that?
I have no idea.
But anyway, people, so what I'm getting at is like what the overall point of this is you people are, your arguments are coming from blind standpoints. Like the people against the gays are 9 times out of 10 coming from a religious standpoint, which is ignorant and biased on its own. And then on the other hand, you have a bunch of like people that don't believe in anything that are trying to bring about their utopianistic society where there are no problems because nobody's prejudiced, bigoted, blah, blah, blah. That can't happen. It just doesn't happen. Even if we were to erase all the generations that are anti-gay and anti-that, and there were no organized religions, and you got rid of every type of bigot out there, it would all end up coming back somehow. All the same prejudices, all the same bigotry, it would start to come back regardless. It's always happened that way. There is no one person that woke up one day and convinced an entire nation of people to be prejudiced. It's not how it happened. I mean, there have been prejudice. Tribes have been against tribes since the beginning of humanity because humans do not know how to get along with each other. We can't even get along with creatures in nature. How many of you see a spider walk into your house, or a rat, or a cockroach come into your house, and you're just totally cool with the motherfucker being there? You know? You don't do anything to it, you let it roam about and do its fucking thing. Not very many of y'all do that, and the ones that do that, y'all are fucking nasty. Nasty. You don't just let roaches chill and do what they want to do. You kill them. You see what I'm saying? See? Can't peacefully coexist. I don't like roaches. I don't want them in my house. Kill them. Bed bugs, kill them. Fleas, kill them. Mosquitoes, die, motherfucker. Can't peacefully coexist. It's impossible. You get a tapeworm, you're gonna let that motherfucker peacefully coexist in your intestines until you die? No. You're gonna get that motherfucker cut out, aren't you? I'm just saying. And for whatever reason, people also tend to look at other human beings in the same nature as we would a tapeworm. There are some assholes out there that look at black people as the tapeworms of society. There are also other assholes out there that look at white people as the tapeworms of society. Then you've got your other assholes that look at Mexicans as the tapeworms of society. And then you have your assholes that look at poor people as the tapeworms of society. And then you have your assholes that are religiously biased. Anyone that's not part of their religion is the tapeworm of society. Do you see what I'm saying here? Do y'all get the prejudice? It's going to exist whether you like it or not. You can't eradicate it. You can never get rid of it. It will always be there. People will find a way to hate someone else. If they can't hate you because of your color, they're going to hate you because of your religion. If there is no religion and they can't hate you because of their religion, they will hate you because you're not tall enough. If you found a way to genetically alter everybody to where we were all the same height, they would hate you because you were too fat or too skinny. If you managed to alter everything to where everybody weighs the same amount and we're all the same height, they would hate you because of your eye color or your hair color. Do you see what I'm saying? It would never be able to stop. We will find a reason to hate each other. And it's just utopianistic bullshit to think anything otherwise. It's just peace on earth, never going to happen. If we were to meet an alien society, do you think we're going to peacefully coexist with them? Hell no. If we found out there were aliens here, or they just popped up out of nowhere and tried to talk to us, we would probably try and kill them. Why? Because we do not know what else to do. We would look at them, we would go, oh shit, aliens, somebody grab my shotgun. I mean, that's the truth. People, like I've said in many episodes, the truth is an ugly thing. People don't like to hear the truth. People don't like to hear about how ugly we are as a race, as humans, as humanity, as this that we call life. We are ugly creatures. We are disgusting. We are vile, and we don't give a fuck that we're disgusting and vile. We do what we want. I mean, what we call science half the time, by all technicalities, if you were to say that nature is the way of life, then goddamn, everything we do is an abomination unto nature. Therefore, we are not right by any means. So to compare ourselves above all else and to say that we're so much better than everything else everywhere is kind of obscene. We are not, obviously. We are a blemish. Something's wrong with humanity. We do not belong on this planet, in my opinion. I've said it before and I'll say it again. There's something wrong about the way humans exist. And we are not existing in harmony with the natural balance of things. We actually disrupt the natural order of things extremely well, which would lead me to believe that we did not originate on Earth. We are not from this planet by any means at all. Because everything we do goes directly against the balance of nature on this planet. We're the disturbance in the force that everyone senses. You know, like when Darth Vader and Yoda both at the same time look at the camera and they're like, I sense a disturbance. That is humanity. We are that disturbance. We are the reason that the light side and the dark side are both going, what the fuck, man? But that's just again, these are all my opinions. I can't base this on any kind of evidence other than the fact that if I look at it, like, all you have to do is open a history book, and if you read it and you look at the way humans work, you can, usually come to the general conclusion that we fucking suck. Like, sure, we make all these advancements, but 9 times out of 10, our advancements disrupt the harmony of nature and destroy what we would consider the natural order of things. In fact, now, because humans are so obscene, we're trying to find a way to beat death. We cannot accept that death is inevitable. No, now we've got to find a way to make ourselves part machine, or even better, transfer our consciousness into a machine. That way we don't have to die. Why can we not accept that the end is the end? What is wrong with humanity? Why can we not just accept that we die? You know, you don't see a fucking cats trying to figure out how to create artificial intelligence so they don't die. Cats, usually when they're going to die, they go find a corner and they curl up and they're like, fuck it, I'm dying. And they accept it. They're totally at peace with the fact that they're dying. Most animals, even mortally injured, you don't see them fucking panic and freak out. They just go find themselves a nice little cozy area and they pass. You know? They don't even go back to their family and friends if they consider those things family and friends in the animal kingdom. See, those are human words, so we don't know what they consider, but they don't go back to their group and die there. No, they go off by themselves and die. Humans are the only creature that seems obsessed with whether or not we live or die and how we can beat the inevitable, the death. That's why we have religion too, because people are terrified of death. It has nothing to do with needing to find a grand purpose to it all. And that's the whole purpose of finding a grand purpose, is so that people can explain why we die. What our point is to be here if death is inevitable. There's got to be a reason, right? There's got to be something mystical and magical about our existence if it ends in the blink of an eye. I personally find it to be cop-outs. I think everybody's searching for answers to what they fear. Fear is what's holding humanity back. It always has, it always will, and it's also why we cannot exist here. And it is also one of the things that makes us extremely disharmonious to this planet. Our fear. It's our fear that is the root of it all.
Are we using 2 cans of sloppy joes instead of 2 pounds of meat? That's it, yeah.
It's
that 1 can on does 1 pound of meat.
1 can only does 1 pound.
Oh.
well, he is not back yet, as y'all hear. But again, what I'm overall getting at with this whole episode, this whole thing has been about breaking you free from the constructive program that you've been in. The constructed program is destroying you. It is eroding society. It is eroding humanity out from us. You're losing focus of the big picture. Every time we get wrapped up in these little conflicts and these little things that don't really make a fucking difference, and you support all these minuscule causes that you consider to be big because, you know, in your eyes, oppressed women, oppressed gays, you know, racial tensions, the white construct of doom that's out there, you know, these are big issues to you, but these are actually irrelevant issues because they don't technically exist. You've made them exist with your own thought process. You were taught to put pieces together a certain way and ignore every piece that you see that shows you that that's not the way it is. Like I said, black people aren't the only people that are harassed by cops. Mine have ended bad every fucking time. I usually end up in handcuffs. I don't have to do anything. I never have weapons on me. A few times I've had pot on me, I'll admit that. Those were my fault. I broke the law. But there's been other times I've been put in handcuffs for no reason at all, other than the fact that they wanted to make sure that they could sit there and interrogate me for an hour and a half in the back of a squad car. And I've been tased, you know, for no reason. Didn't have any weapons, didn't move aggressively. It was just the cop felt like I might be a threat at some point, so he decided to disable the threat. I didn't have rights at that moment in time. See, that's the thing. Everybody's so wrapped up because the media told you that everything's about race and it's about this and it's about that. And see, the media is the one convincing you that you've got some sort of cause that you have to fight that's this evil white devil cause, whatever. That's not the problem. The problem is the corrupt power structure. Like I've said before, and I'll say it again, power corrupts. The issue is not with the people and the uniforms. It's the issue is the uniform itself. It's the laws that they don't have to follow themselves because with them, like I said, the judges, the cops, the courts, it's all one part of the same creature. It's all the same arm, basically. And because that's all part of the same arm, the cops aren't held accountable by the judges and the court systems because it's all corrupted. It's a power problem. It's not a race problem. And again, this goes back to people missing the bigger picture of everything because you've been taught to look at certain things that the media points out and tells you, here's the pieces of the puzzle you have to focus on. These are the pieces that make sense, is that you have to worry about. Every other piece is irrelevant. In fact, those pieces don't even exist. They're conspiracy theories and fake news. That's what you've been taught. Well, it's time to break yourself of that thinking. Because that thinking leads you to more chaos. And y'all think y'all are headed to a utopia, but it's a dystopia that y'all have created, and it's going to get worse. It's going to become something that eventually will destroy society. Not heal society, not society. It will be the downfall of society. Because society is fickle to begin with. I mean, normal is in the eye of the beholder. Normal is abstract. What's normal to me is not normal to you. What's normal to you doesn't make sense to me. Does that make sense? Our brains function in different ways. Everybody's brain functions in a different way. Me and Brandon don't see eye to eye on every single topic. There are many a times that I have to explain the way I think about things to him on a situation, and then once he hears it the way I explain it, he can understand my thought process, and then he attempts to think along those lines, and he ends up coming to the same conclusion. He's like, damn, dude, you're right. That's just, I process things a lot faster and a lot more in depth than most people do. It's not something I consciously do. I've never taught myself how to do this. It's a natural way that my body reacts to situations. It's a natural way that my body functions. When I see a problem, I come up with 1,000 different solutions and other problems that could come out of this one problem, and I do it all within a matter of minutes. That way, I know most of the outcomes before they happen. That's why when I lost my place in Texas, it did not surprise me. It didn't catch me off guard. Emotionally, the only part that fucked me up was like the distance of my kids. Nothing else surprised me. Nothing else caught me off guard because my brain had already processed these things before I even left Texas. I'd already had a plan in my mind should something happen. I didn't expect it to happen, so it stressed me out. I'll always stress out about things, but nonetheless, my brain already had focused on what I needed to start doing from that point on. I don't allow myself to get overwhelmed, I guess you could say, because if you become overwhelmed, you die. Humans do not perform well in overwhelming pressure. Under pressure, humans can achieve great things, monstrous things. But pressure usually crushes the person because humans are very, very, as godlike as we consider ourselves, we're actually very weak. Mentally, we can be destroyed with just a few words, a few key words, a few key phrases placed in certain, somebody just has to say a certain phrase, a certain way, at a certain point in time with the right tone of voice, and it can destroy you, literally destroy you to where you would go home without a second thought, put a bullet in your head, you're done. Diseases take us out in a matter of days, weeks sometimes. Our bodies cannot handle that much. Now, you can train your body to take more. Yes, that is one miraculous thing about humans. The more we push ourselves, the more we find our limits and then break past those limits and force ourselves even further, we can evolve. But like I said, that's an evolutionary process. It takes a period of time, and you have to work to get to that point. But just naturally, our bodies can't handle that much. It does not take that much to destroy a human body. I mean, you apply a few pounds of pressure on the neck and twist the right way, and it's over. Simple as that. Doesn't matter how much neck training you do, you can suck 1,000,000 dicks a day and have hella strong neck muscles. Somebody can still come around and snap your neck pretty fucking easily. Just saying, humans are weak. We consider ourselves above everything else because somewhere along the line, our intelligence skyrocketed to a point where we dwarfed everything else on this planet as far as intelligence goes because we were able to turn inanimate objects into weapons of destruction. Like monkeys do the same thing though. A gorilla will pick up a stick and beat the fuck out of you with it. That's not solely humans, but we found a way to turn things other than sticks and rocks into weapons. We found a way to hone the sticks and the rocks and turn them to even more dangerous weapons, whereas a gorilla is not going to spend the time to sharpen that stick into a point. It's just going to break that motherfucker on you. Like, in fact, a gorilla would probably pick up half a tree and beat you to death with it. Those things are fucking outrageously strong. I'm pretty sure it would just pick up some sort of entire tree and fuck your world up. But, right, that's the only thing that really makes us different. You can't say it's our tactical planning, our ability to think, because if you've ever seen a pack of wolves in motion or a pack of coyotes or any kind of creature that works in a large group with coordination, half the time I would say we ought to look at the animals more for strategy and battle because these things, nature has that down pat. We actually aren't that good at it because humans don't get along well with each other. So we tend to always have one dick in the group that's like, I'm going to do things my own fucking way. I'm going to charge in blind. There's always that one dick. Even in real life, in the military. It's not just on video games. There's always that one dick in real life that's like, fuck it. Fuck the plan. I'm doing what I want. I'm running in there. And they die. They die quick. But that's exactly what I'm saying. We always have that one dick. The animal kingdom doesn't usually have that one dick, and if they do have that one dick, the pack exiles them or they kill them for fucking up everything. Like, it's humans aren't that advanced. We just pretend we are. Because we can talk. And we have YouTube. That's what makes us more advanced. We also have the nuclear bomb. I haven't seen any ants make nuclear bombs. But again, that goes back to we naturally couldn't become super predators. We had to design our weapons to make ourselves super predators. I mean, yeah, not that great. Not that great. Well, taking Brandon a long time to wash them dishes. Oh. We're gonna sit here in silence until he gets back. But yeah, this episode kind of turned more into a rant. Like I said, I don't really like to classify things as World War III, but I will say there's a lot of provocative action going on both sides. You know, that's what we started this with. I'm pretty much going to end it with this. I mean, we've gone through a pretty good rant about all kinds of things. And again, the main topics are always going to pop up. This whole fucking religious ignorance crap, the bigotry, the whole corrupted movements that are all over the place, you know, where they start off as decent movements. Like, I totally understand a movement for gay rights because gay people were oppressed. And the people that were oppressing them were religious fanatics. I totally get this. But it's evolved into something far worse than just a movement for gay rights now. Now they want to throw in pedophiles into the mix because they're just confused. Now you've got to have trans species, and you've got to have people that identify as children, that are grown-ass motherfuckers. There's a 21-year-old woman that identifies as a baby. Like, this is not right. I don't care if it makes her feel good about life. She is 21 years old. She is a grown-ass woman. She is not a fucking baby. I don't care how many temper tantrums she throws. I don't care if she shits her panties every day and makes her mom clean it up. It's fucking ridiculous. She needs to feed herself. She needs to get a job. And she needs to be a fucking adult. Because that's what life is about. Being fucking adults once you've reached a certain age. This is digressing. This is regression. Progress, people. When you have a bunch of grown-ass people running around identifying as little girls and babies and little boys when they're fucking in their 50s, we've got a big fucking problem. That is not, how is that productive? How does that make anything better? Where did this make things better? Somebody explain that to me. A 21-year-old chick identifying as a newborn infant, where did that make things better? How did that help society? What is she doing now that has made society better? I mean, is the benefit from this? That's the question I ask. That's why I say this corrupt-ass movement has been taken over. LBGT is totally behind this. They're totally behind her. They stand for her right to be a baby. The fuck? How is that a right? You don't have a right to anything. Get that through your head. You don't have a right to life. You don't have a right to be whatever the fuck you want to be. There are no rights. It's a privilege. You're privileged to choose to be a woman if you're a dude. It's a privilege you have. It's not a fucking right. Your only right is the right to breathe air and not be charged for it. Which they're going to take that away soon if you keep letting them do whatever the fuck they want and this leftist society keeps going the way it's going to go. We're going to be charged for fucking breathing necks. I mean, come on. These are not real issues, people. Whether they, and I take that back. It is an issue, but it's not the kind of issue y'all think it is. It's not that more people need to be able to identify as cats or tables or people. We don't need a bunch of grown-ass motherfuckers in society that can't produce, that are so goddamn illogically backwards that they can identify as a street lamp. That's totally cool. We're just gonna let that guy not work anymore. And we're gonna fucking let him walk outside every day and pretend he's a fucking street lamp. It's not how it works. That's not production. That guy needs to be put in a hospital. And he needs to be kept in a hospital forever. Not to see the light of day again. Same thing with anybody that's over the age of 3 months old that thinks they're a newborn infant. They need to be put in a hospital and left there. Forgotten about. They don't even need visitors. Because visitors, obviously, are just going to encourage this idiotic behavior. If you see a chick that identifies as a cat, but she's a 32-year-old woman, then she needs to be put into a hospital. That's safe for her. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm trying to be real. I'm trying to be... I'm scared for my society, okay? I'll put it that way. I'm terrified that this is the route that we are going to go down. And that's a terrifying idea. That at some point, in the next few years, we could have a whole bunch of 55-year-old people that consider themselves to be street lamps, cats, and babies. And I cannot stand by this. I will not stand by this. I will not support it in any shape, form, or fashion because it will crush society. I will also not support or the normalization of people identifying as children just so they can have sex with children. That does not bode well with me. That will not fly. I will not accept this. So you can call me this phobe, you can call me that phobe, you can call me whatever. I'm not going to just blatantly and stupidly stand by our governments playing chess with our lives and deciding when they're going to launch war and when they're not going to launch war and who's going to be like in poverty this year compared. I'm not willing to stand by and support all these idiotic ideologies. That's why I didn't vote in this last election, because at first I was going to. I actually almost fell for Trump's rhetoric. And I almost fell for Alex Jones. And I almost drank the Kool-Aid. I almost did. But at the last minute, I saved myself by gaining just enough knowledge to put all the pieces of the puzzle together and realize I was about to fuck myself if I voted for anybody this year. If I kept listening to Alex Jones, I was going to become a Jonestown worshiper on that road. I like to think for myself, and I feel, and I saw that Jones was programming people the same way that CNN does. Same tactics. He was just using them on the right side. That's just it. It was part of the left-right paradigm. This you're on one side or you're on the other, and we gotta fight each other. God damn it, man! No, you don't. You don't have to fight each other because it makes no sense. Why would two wings of the bird start fighting each other when you that's you're not doing anything. You're just two wings of the same bird fighting each other, and then the bird can't fly properly. That's all it is. Or causing the bird to go a little bit loopy. Y'all aren't bringing the bird down because nobody's attacking the head of the bird. It's just two wings flapping about irregularly. You know, and it's just stupid. It really is. And like I said, a lot of it spawns from people, oh, well, if I don't think this way and I don't act this way, my neighbor's not going to like me, or, I might not be able to hit on that chick down the street, and, oh my God, what if this person doesn't like this about me, and oh my God, what if I'm not popular, and what if people think that I'm an asshole? You've got too many fucking problems with worrying about what everybody else thinks, and that's why you stop thinking for yourself. Because you're too busy worried about whether or not some douchebag that doesn't really give a fuck about you, they're worried about what everyone else thinks about them. Do you see the vicious cycle that's going down here? Y'all don't have time to care about yourselves and each other. Y'all are too busy worried about the fact that if you don't act a certain way, and you don't look a certain way, and you don't believe in a certain thing, you'll be singled out and alone in your communities. You won't have anybody to back you up. That's your own that's your own fault. Again, you have created your own problems by not thinking for yourself. You've let everyone else tell you what to think, and now you've got all these problems that don't exist. I mean, I'd hate to tell you, but the type of racism that they're trying to tell y'all on the mainstream exists and is on a daily basis in this country, I fail to see it everywhere. I don't see a bunch of white people finding any black guy they can and calling him an N-word to his face and trying to beat his ass and put him in handcuffs and drag him out to a field somewhere so that they can make him work. That doesn't happen. What does happen is the bankers treat us all like that racist stereotype. So they're all technically in shackles and being thrown into the fields to work for a bunch of elitist motherfuckers that sit back, and their whip is called the police force. Their whip is a jail cell. It's a mental whip, and we have mental chains. We're still slaves, but we're slaves to a system that doesn't use blatant violence and oppression anymore. It's all subconscious. You don't realize you're a slave until you start putting the pieces of the puzzle together. And then once you realize you're a slave, you have to redefine slavery, and a lot of people don't like to do that. So, I'm pretty sure that Brandon's probably going to be gone for the rest of this, because we've only got about 15 minutes left in this. To the one person watching, what's up? Thank you for watching. We appreciate it. Again, we don't mind talking about, the stuff that y'all consider World War III. I don't consider all these drills and shit World War III. Again, I still have a hard idea. See, like I said, I don't consider what we've been doing for the past 20 years as far as America goes as war. I consider it as a campaign of conquest and skirmishes that have allowed us to claim territory. I don't consider it war until you have massive amounts of troops head-to-head, face-to-face, couple 100,000 die in one fell swoop. On both sides. So when it's done, it equals out to, close to 1 million lives laying on a field dead. That's warfare. Anything as shy of that, those are skirmishes. You could call it guerrilla warfare if you wanted. Those tiny, tiny little skirmishes. It's not the same thing. Now, people still die. And yes, the people that die should be, upheld, their names. If they've done what they needed to do to win that skirmish and they were a valuable player on the team during that skirmish, then yes, by all means, their efforts of valor should still be, commended. But that's it. It's still not a war until you've got your massive amounts of troops going head to head, because that's how generals are made into legends. That's how your normal infantryman can achieve a status of legend. It's during warfare that happens. Now, see, we've misconstrued the idea of warfare. See, even back in the day, they didn't consider anything smaller than a couple 100,000 people going head to head at once wasn't considered a war. They were either called battles or skirmishes. The wars were when millions of lives were lost, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of lives were lost in the blink of an eye, in a matter of a couple of days, because they were fighting head to head on a field, blow for blow for blow, and bodies dropping on both sides. That is a war. So, I mean, until we get our definitions of words back in place and we understand the concept of, like, the difference between a battle and a skirmish, and a skirmish and a battle against a war, there's so many that's not the same. And so we haven't been at war with the Middle East. We've been in minor battles with the Middle East, and we have involved ourselves in skirmishes in the Middle East. Technically, we don't really even get into skirmishes that often anymore. We usually just send a bunch of planes and drop a lot of bombs, and that's... I don't know what you would call that. I guess that's just blatant genocide. Like, I don't necessarily call that a battle or a war. I just call that blatant genocide. I mean, nobody has a chance to get away from that. And a lot of the people we kill are not enemy soldiers. If that was the case, ISIS would have been gone a long time ago. If you think about it, logically, with all the bombs we've dropped in 20 fucking years, Al-Qaeda, ISIS, all of those groups technically should have been gone by now. We have dropped enough bombs to have simply eradicated an army, but most of the time we were targeting civilians because we had to clear out territory so that we could claim territory, because before you go to a full-scale war, you want to have your territories claimed so that you can produce your troops in the right areas to win the war. Just saying. It's the art of strategy. Most of you people that think about war and you think about things, y'all haven't looked at this from a strategy angle, therefore y'all haven't considered the fact that this is not a full-scale war yet. These are minor skirmishes, minor battles, a little cock waving here and there. That's what it is right now. That's what it's been for the past... Since World War II, we really haven't seen that big of a war. Definitely not with the Middle East. The Middle East, the only time we were really at war with the Middle East was Desert Storm. Since then, it's mainly been us sending troops over there to get into minor skirmishes and minor battles that do cost lives. No one's saying that nobody dies and there's no valor in what they do, but it hasn't been a legitimate war yet. Because we can't even produce a single target. We have no destination. There's no capital city we are trying to sack. There's nothing there for us to say, this is a war to beat this general force, because we have, 100 different factions we're trying to get rid of. Now it's ISIS. The last 10 years ago it was Al-Qaeda. Before that it was something else. Now it's something else. There's another group that popped up. I mean, apparently we don't have a definitive target in this war. So how is it even a war if we don't have a general... We don't even know what our target is. We're just over there bombing brown people. That's really what it gets down to. We don't have a specific target. We don't even have a specific group to target, because that specific group splinters into like 20 other fucking groups. So we don't know who we're targeting. We don't know who to kill. We're just over there killing anybody that looks Middle Eastern, which just happens to be the Middle East. It's a sad situation. Hey, 2 viewers, how y'all doing? Nice to meet you. But, that's the sad situation of it. It's the reality of it. It's not a war yet, though. Get your definitions right. And after you understand the definitions, then you can understand where I'm coming from. We haven't seen war yet. It envelops the entire nation. War is something that every man, woman, and child is affected by. Battles and skirmishes don't affect everybody except for the soldiers and the families of those soldiers. Wars affect everybody. War affects everything, from the economy to the resources to millions of lives being lost, millions of families being affected. War affects everybody. We've been having skirmishes and battles for 20 years now. Another war because it has not affected everybody on all sides. It's coming though. We're putting the pieces in the place. Don't worry, you'll get your war. All you doom lovers and doom seekers, you'll get your war if a volcano doesn't take us out first. Or Planet X, whatever the fuck y'all want. Who knows? Either way, you'll get your death. It's inevitable. Stop trying to rush it. It's coming for you. You don't have to fucking panic and look for all these external reasons, World War III and disease and all that. Don't worry, death will find you. Just sit back and enjoy the ride. It's total. Just be cool with it. If you have to find a reason and a grand purpose, then go find it. If you have to have your religion to find your grand purpose, then so be it. Do what you gotta do. But that's inevitable. Don't rush him. There's no reason for you to rush him. He's got plenty of other people to take care of right now. You're not that important. Just enjoy your life. Live it. Anyway, it's looking like he's not going to make it back. So, I'm going to kill this off. This has been Metal Truthers. Keep it real, keep it metal. And we appreciate y'all tuning in. And we'll probably be back tomorrow. Possibly around the same time, 7:30. That's usually when I'm going to try and kick them off from now on. It seems to be a good time. So, around 7:30, 8 o'clock tomorrow night. We'll see y'all then.